Hello and welcome to SGN, Some Good News, the Small Business Edition. I'm Chuck Castro with Alignable, and I had the pleasure of speaking with Sandy Okin of Studio O LLC in Fairfield, New Jersey, a couple of weeks ago. And I want to show you his video, which is really something else. He made a major pivot from being a trade show designer, creating exhibits at trade shows and what have you, to becoming a designer of specialized crates for hospital equipment. So he has made a major pivot to keep paying the bills, to keep food on the table, and to keep going through this crisis. And he has some great ideas for you as well. Sandy, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
It's really nice to see you and meet you face to face. I know we've had a few email exchanges over the years, and thank you so much for joining us for this. I really just want to start with finding out from you a little bit more about your business or businesses and how you've been faring through this coronavirus threat there in the middle of New Jersey.
I've been very fortunate in my career. I've been in business over 44 years now,
Wow.
and I'm very diverse.
That's smart.
I do a lot of designing. I'm a designer, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, and that encompasses like a lot of areas, a lot of things for me to do. Over the years, I've acquired a fabrication shop to also build. So I design and build now. So that even expanded my horizons more with a warehouse for doing trade shows. My first trade show was in 1976.
Wow.
I'm in New York City. And I've come a long way since then. Over the years, I've done them as big as 42,000 square feet. So I've done some really big exhibitry events, as well as, the graphics and the whole logistics behind them. But I do regular marketing things as well. And I do designing. My major was package design for companies. But going back to your question, the whole trade show industry is basically shut down. My friends and people who I'm connected with are just basically out of business. As of this week for sure. Last week it started. They just started laying everybody off, which some of them are much bigger than I am, and it just came to a screeching halt. It started with the international shows. About a month ago, I started hearing stuff going around that the international shows are being closed down. And then next thing you knew, everything was being closed down. Jacob Javits Center has turned into a hospital, or turning into a hospital. So, we're not going to have a trade show for a while. No matter what everybody's saying, we have to heal things. But as I said before, I think I'm fortunate and lucky. I got into a different kind of business because when I do a trade show, an exhibit, I need to build crates to ship things to different,
Right.
all different places all over the country.
Kinds of exhibits, right?
Exactly. So it's always an afterthought building a crate. It's not the primary business, but someone came to me about a year and a half ago and said, I understand you have a packaging background, so you understand how to pack things. I understand you build crates for trade shows. We have medical equipment that goes for hospital demonstrations, and we have a problem. The equipment keeps on getting damaged when we ship it. Can you design special crates for us and possibly build them for us? So that became like a little side business that I was doing. I'll save a lot of time and come up to current time now. I'm one of these essential businesses right now that this company needs my crate building so they could send critical instruments to hospitals for them to maybe do a test with it, say they like it, order 3 of them or 6 of them or whatever it might be. They make ventilators. The ventilators, I don't need to make crates. They're just shipping them. They can't keep up with what the needs are for the world. They're out of Sweden. It's a Swedish company. So they're shipping to everyone in the world, but they're running 24/7 right now. And they can't make them any faster. But the things I'm doing are things that are used in operating rooms,
Right.
on the operating table, the special lights and stuff like that. So as they're expanding and building up and trying to build these portable hospitals,
Right.
doctors need to see, well, how does this equipment work? So we can immediately ship something right to them, say, this is how everything works. A salesman comes, an engineer comes, shows them how to work everything. And either they keep that one or they get shipped a brand new one.
Right. So you're right in the thick of it with this side business now.
Correct. And I never thought this would keep me afloat. This would be the business to keep me afloat. I never expected any of this stuff to happen. I don't think any of us had dreamt about this even happening. It's like a horror movie.
It is like a movie. Yes.
Yeah. Because we're unsure if this is, because we don't know the script of this. There's nothing we
Right.
can base, our feelings are and stuff like that. And I think through social media, which Alignable is, I'm a social media company for business. It's giving people a way. I've been communicating with a lot of people on how, what are they doing? What can they do? Some people can't do anything, but then again, they can. I'm a designer, but I went to school for marketing as well. So I've marketed a lot of companies. So sometimes if I hear what somebody's needs are, what their problems are, I'll sit down with them. I don't have all the answers whatsoever, but I have a network of,
Right.
like in my phone, I have at least 5,000 companies that I could reach out to, that I've used over my career. Some people I'm friends with. I just did a project for a friend of mine. I met him in '76. He has his own business, but I'm his back end team. I design the
Right.
things for his company. I'll get it printed. I'll have it fabricated, and it gets to him, and everyone thinks it came from his company. I'm fine with that. I'm
Well,
okay with being in the background, helping whoever I can.
right. Your versatility
Yeah,
is amazing. I mean, thinking about that and how versatile you've been over the years and how you're actually helping the healthcare effort now. And in the middle of this crisis, I really have to hand it to you. And it's keeping food on the table too.
correct, and being able to pay rent, and yeah. So it's a new way. It's a new way of thinking, and I got a feeling it's going to be around for a while. Um, um, and I'm happy that Alignable is around. You know, um,
Well, we're happy to hear that too.
yeah.
And you're one of our favorites as
Oh,
well.
thank you, thank you. That makes me feel good.
Well, you've been doing a great job on Alignable, and you can see how much you interact with everybody, and you're really there to help. And that's fantastic. I have one final question for you.
Sure.
Tell me what else you think people can do to think in the versatile manner that you do to help them to adapt to this, even if it is just for the next month or two.
A friend of mine, she owns a big insurance company, and her business died. I mean, nobody wants to see her right now. Nobody wants to, she closes at offices. Offices are closed. People don't want to bring her into her house. So she's trying to do some stuff online. And I told her, well, why don't you stop selling and give advice? And then I says, you'll reach a point where, and which she has now, where she's charging for her advice. So she's speaking to other CEOs or presidents or owners of businesses on what kind of insurances they need to have for situations like this. because
Right.
this is I'm not, I don't want to say this is going to be a new norm. I hope it's far from saying that. I hope it's like one of these things that happen and we never see it again in our lifetime, or my children's lifetime, or my grandchildren's lifetime.
Yes.
But
Amen
we
to
need to be
that.
prepared. We need to be prepared for things like this, and I think people like that understand.
Right.
I know there's a lot of people out there hurting. People in my network, I aren't, and I'm looking for them to see how they can help their community. Because together we could all come out of this as heroes, and being great.
Thanks so much for watching today. And be sure to reach out to Sandy through his Alignable profile. I'm sure he'll really want to hear from you. And I know he has a lot of great advice that he can share with you and help you with whatever your situation is. So for now, stay strong, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.